It'll be fine.
Here. Here it is.
We don't want to make people hear tippity tap tap taps.
Tippy tap tap tap. Probably not. What?
Checking latency of the volume.
Volume going up.
One, two, three.
Yeah.
Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Is that 6?
Okay. That's not bad. Let's go to our scene.
Okay, turning the volume down.
Oh, come on. Be full screen. Okay. You are one of the top problem sleuths in the city. Solicitations for your services are numerous in quantity. Compensation adequate. It is a balmy summer evening. You are feeling particularly hard-boiled tonight. What will you do?
Eat.
Retrieve arms from safe.
Obviously, we're gonna retrieve arms. What the heck are those arms?
You already got arms, numbnuts. Retrieve your gun. There are dames to be rescued. You are quite positive there has never been a gun in your office, and never will be. Frankly, the notion strikes you as reckless and foolhardy.
Gaslighting much?
Break through glass with fists to unlock door. You break through... you don't know why you are assuming the door will be locked. You don't usually keep the door to your office locked. Nevertheless, a guy with this hard-boiled doesn't go messing around with it totally unmanly things like knobs. You send your meaty fist to glass word. Thud. It seems that there never was a glass element on the door. It was just a piece of inventory.
That's a nice little inventory.
Apparently OBS disconnected and reconnected. Wow. Manhandle the doorknob. There are dames to be rescued. The door is locked. Funny, you don't remember locking it.
You have a key!
Call the royal locksmith.
Why?
The most plainly obvious course of action is to call a locksmith. You examine the phone. While it appears to be hooked up to an active phone line, the rotary dial and receiver cord are both missing. You won't be talking to anyone on this phone.
Why is it like this?
Check pockets and desk drawer for phone parts. Unfortunately, the desk has no drawers, since it is a board resting on some cinder blocks with Fox wood panel siding. Your pocket, however, yields bountiful returns. You found some candy corn.
I'll be back.
No, don't just tell it to... Let me...
I'll do what I want!
Well, now you are doing what you want. The stream can hear you again. Get key. You pick up the gun. You pick up the gun. The grip is cold against your palm. This is your only friend in the world right now. It's gonna be a long night. Oh well. Next. Got a weapon thing as well. Store candy corn in the safe. Thinking the precious cargo may not be secure in your pocket, you explore alternatives. But you don't know the combination to the safe! You figure it's probably hidden somewhere in your office. Check the other side of the paper.
Where's the strainer?
Hiding in the sink? You have decided to examine piece of paper. Next. Eureka! You discover a sequence of numerals. Open safe. You will use secrets of numerals. You will use sequence of numerals on the safe. Next. The safe doesn't seem to work. It appears to be a replica of a safe It appears to be a replica of a safe's facade, concealing something beneath it on the wall. Next. There is a painting of a clown under the safe cover. Look under the fake wood paneling of the desk. There is a flask of whiskey under the desk. Get your flask. You pick up the flask of whiskey. Drink the whiskey and remember the good old days. How do you expect to drink from a flask when it is not in your jacket pocket? It's in your inventory, not your pocket. It's like saying drink something from your backpack when your backpack is on your back. It doesn't work. Exchange a gun for whiskey, then drink. You swap the key for the flask of whiskey and yield it accordingly. Because the key was in the weapon spot, not the pocket. Ow! You topple backwards onto your desk. Use the key on the door handle to open it. You re-equip your gun so that you can blow a hole in the lock and open the door. It looks like your gun only has one bullet left. Are you sure you want to use it this way? You might need it in case you have it to off someone later. Off. We're not gonna reread that. You say no, it should not be used? It says it shouldn't. Check what is taped to the bottom of the phone. You stoop to look at the bottom of the phone. Your finger slips and you blow the lock off the door. Correct? Never mind. What's under the phone? Busters are us. A good way to get ahead. 531-8008. It is a business card for Busts Are Us. Probably a brothel, considering the lame double entendre slogan, and the phone number, which is turned upside down, spelled boobies. Okay, but a bust is like marble of a face and upper chest.
There's also, like a drug bust.
Mm-hmm.
There's multiple busts.
Take card. You put the Busts Are Us card in your inventory. You also put the phone upright and back on its hook, and make sure you don't miss any important calls from would-be clients. Walk out the room and through the now unlocked door.
Gosh, this is so chaotic.
The door will not open. It appears that it was never locked in the first place. Something must be obscuring its path. Look through the newly made hole in the door. No wonder the door wasn't opening. Blocking it is an enormous and magnificent bust of Ben Stiller in his role of Starsky in the 2004 Retromania comedy remake of Starsky and Hutch.
And he actually killed someone.
Lying on the floor appears to be an unfortunate bystander, an employee of Busts R Us. He was polishing the bust right in front of your door for some reason. Take the bust's sunglasses. You cannot reach them. In any case, they are probably just a part of the statue and not actual sunglasses. You spend the next half hour trying to reach them.
Of course.
Take a closer look at the mysterious clown picture. There are
Is
holes
that
in the
cameras?
eyes.
Oh no, it's just holes.
The painting is exquisite. There's something funny about his eyes, though. Light seems to be shining through from the other side. Look through the
Box.
eyes of the clown.
Looks like a wall.
It's too bright in this room to see anything in there. You do think you hear a voice, though. You can't tell what it is saying.
Turn off the light.
In the other room, there was a cinder block at the door.
What help would that do?
You're just so angry about not being able to reach those sunglasses. You're about to lose it. You first consider all the scrapped wood into a neat pile.
Good.
Consolidate all the scrapped wood into a neat pile. Then hoist the block towards the door. Next. Sounds like something was knocked loose on the other side.
Just, pushing, covering it. And there's a key on the door, obviously.
Peer out the window to see what floor you're on. You face east in the room to look out the window. Bright daylight floods the room through the glass. You've always been a stickler for natural light. This is the only source of light in the room.
Yeah.
What makes you particularly strange is the 10 o'clock in the evening.
Okay,
And we're
continue.
back.
Take a look outside.
It's 10 o'clock in the evening and it's still bright out. Take a look
Well-
outside.
Where are they then? Alaska?
It's the view from your third floor office. You gaze abstractly at the commotion below. Same scene, same faces every day. It's like it hardly ever changes. Not that you can afford to pay much attention to scenery, with your mind wrapped around the latest problem to Sleuth, and your lips around your flask. Ask the movers with the moving van to move a Starsky statue. You shout towards the moving truck, hoping someone might be willing to bust your problem, so to speak. You do your best pantomime of Ben Stiller as a Starsky statue, but it doesn't seem like anyone can see or hear you.
Don't throw the cinder block at the window.
There's a cinder block at window, thereby discovering it is fake.
Oh.
You think you have a pretty good idea about how your office works by now. Acting upon this hunch, you hoist another cinder block glassward. Look.
No.
Pick up shards of glass and put in your inventory. No clue is too trivial for the king problem sleuth. Your motto is, let no inventory go unclutched. What's that?
I'm pretty sure this is just an idiot.
You catch a glimpse of the reflection in your glass. It's the wall behind you. Turn around. Now facing south, you pause to marvel at the beauty of your office wall mural celebrating ethnic diversity. You had it commissioned some time ago by a promising young artist. Best $11,000 you ever spent.
It would be fun though, but
Read the note under the coffee. Madame Morel. Bring all your fantasies to life. It appears to be another business card. At a glance, one might think it was a calling card for a lady of the night named Muriel, with a typo on her name, given the poor spelling exhibited elsewhere. But on closer inspection, it is more likely a misspelling of Muriel, under or given the smudged out pun about walls. The suggestion is the phone number is probably regarding the old coat of paint rather than anyone's clothes. It's an easy enough mistake to make, though. You feel sorry for anyone who, at any point in the past, may have called while under the wrong impression.
Goodness.
Using the chair, cinder blocks, and paneling, make a fort.
That's a glorious fort.
You stash the Madame Morale card in your inventory and set about making a really cool fort in your office. It is complete with a front step and chimney. You are really proud of your craftsmanship. And apparently our cat is not impressed. Use your imagination to play make-believe.
Does he have an imagination?
Inside your fort, you are only bound to the walls of your imagination and several small pieces of particle board. Fantasize. This is what being a hard-boiled problem sleuth is all about. It's about being a strong, silent type, oozing with confidence, charisma, and other fine qualities such as not being trapped in your own office. It's about having a working phone, a real desk, not one, but two steak dinners.
One of them looks like eggs. No dissing on the artist.
And have some hysterical broad on the line, yakking about some fella she's got troubles with. It's always the same thing with dames. You comfort her in your sublime fantasy by now, and then saying things that into the phone such as, "Now calm down a second, Toots," and, "Hey, take it easy, sweetheart. I can barely understand a word you're saying." Ring, ring. Your call is rudely interrupted by a ringing noise. It can't be the phone, because you're already on it. Ring, ring. Something is ringing in your office. Check it out.
Coffee pot.
That actual phone. Answer the phone in a very hard-boiled way. You pick up the phone and mutter some impatient greetings into the useless receiver. There is no reason. Looks like you just lost another client to technical difficulties. Throw the devil phone out the window. You are fed up with your shitty phone. It has screwed you out of a case for the last time. Go look. You're probably going to need to get that back somehow.
I like how just no one's noticing or caring.
Crack open window. Even though the window is broken, you decide to open it. You slide the lower pane upwards, but the whole window frame seems to slip from its anchored position. Next.
What?
The window comes off the wall altogether. On closer inspection, it seems to be a false window with a picture inside it. The picture is lit from within, sort of like a sophisticated light box.
Goodness! Wait, then how did the brick get so far? And the phone get so far?
Put window down. The window slash light box is plugged into the wall behind it. The false window was concealing a large safe. Place false window into inventory.
Too big.
The false window is way too big to carry around, stupid. But you find a curtain rod just under the top edge. You never did get around to putting up drapes. Then again, it never did make much sense to cover up the only source of light in your office. You put the curtain rod in your inventory.
Okay, does this guy just have amnesia? Or was he pranked?
Use numbers from sheet of paper to open the safe. Examine the heavy-duty safe. You must be keeping some serious loot in there. Enter the combination.
It's just gonna be another business card, isn't it?
You enter the sequence of numerals from the piece of paper. The combination works. However, instead of opening the safe, the dial has simply popped open to reveal a keyhole.
The key on the door.
It looks like it requires a key that looks more like a house key or a car key, rather than one of those old-fashioned looking keys which tend to be littered all over video games, and which you are quite sure you have never once seen lying around in your office.
He needs a sticky hand.
You don't need this piece of paper anymore. Crumple it up and throw it away. You discard the piece of paper. Shoot safe.
You're out of bullets.
Your key is out of bullets.
I forgot that the key was in the weapon spot.
Get cinder block and a phone receiver out of false window. It's a long way down. I'll have to think of a way to reel them in if you want them back. Unplug the window to conserve electricity. You unplug the false window, which is probably burning through electricity with its powerful fluorescent bulbs and strange spatial warping properties. You're not made of money. The room goes dark. Look through the eyes of the clown. With the room darkened, you should now be able to see through the painting. Next.
Goodness.
Gazooks! It's another urban mural. This one is particularly unpleasant. You have a feeling it might have been placed there just to annoy you. You hear a voice from the other side. It's hard to tell what it is saying, but you think you can make out the words toots and sweetheart now and then. It's hard to tell how far away the mural is. The clown's eyes are so close together you can only see through one at a time, limiting your depth perception. You wonder what kind of freak this painting was made for. If only you had some sort of thin, extendable implement to poke through the hole and tell you how far away it is. Push the curtain rod through one of the clown's eye holes. You feel the curtain rod bump into something and not too far into the wall. Look through the unobstructed view. It is the adjacent office. The man at the desk is talking to a client about some sort of problem which it requires sleuthing. Next. It is your loathsome arch nemesis, Ace Dick. He is always scooping at you on the best cases. That portly son of a bitch makes your blood boil. Shout insult at Ace Dick through the clown painting. You shout, but he cannot hear you. The walls are too thick, or he is just engrossed in his conversation. It sounds like he is arguing over a misunderstanding about the nature of the services provided by Bus R Us, and an alarmingly large bill for those services. In the dark, you stub your toe on the false safe cover. You utter more profanity. Plug the dang window back in. Inflated electricity bills or not, you are getting sick of stubbing your toe on things. Dropkick the door. The door bears the brunt of the bottled up shitstorm brewing within. Examine aftermath of shitstorm. The key, which you can't actually see and don't actually know is there, jiggled a little bit. You'll have to throw something heavier against the door if you want to knock it loose. Throw cinder block at the door. You take the cinder block, which was formerly your front step. You decide you could stand to part with it since you've been stubbing your toe on it constantly since you built it. Clunk. The key still won't jiggle loose. It looks like you'll need to throw an even heavier object at the door. Check on what's on the false safe. If you ace, more like ace dumbass. Dumb. Since Ace seems so intent on being able to see into your office, it looks like you put up something for him to look at. Take the note. You stash the note to Ace stick. Investigate coffee machine looking object in the corner.
Great, it's not a copy.
It appears to be some kind of heated unit to keep the coffee hot. It looks heavy. Pick it up. It is quite heavy and hot. You contemplate throwing it at the door, but something occurs to you first. You don't want to knock the keys off on the floor and not be able to reach them.
Yeah.
Ari, the glasses fiasco. You'd better be prepared to catch them in something after you throw it. Hat as a net, then throw coffee maker. You resolve to catch the key with your hat. You let the preposterous appliance fly. Catch the key. With quick reflexes, you shove your hat through the hole in time to rescue the key. Pull hat back in.
Hat with key.
You got the safe key, and you can't think of a safer place for it to be than where it is now. Play back message on the reel-to-reel. Why should I strip first? So should I strip first? Yes, you will want to strip it thoroughly before I provide my service. Okay, I'm stripping now. You keep the hidden recording device in your office to record anything said that might be incriminating. Unfortunately, the only incriminating statement it recorded were likely made by yourself. Swap the safe key with the candy corn. Your prized confections will be safer here. The recording tape begins to unspool while you're preoccupied. Pee through the clown eyes into Ace Dick's office. You remember you're pissed off at Ace Dick, and in addition to which you haven't been able to pee once in the 13.5 hours you've been locked in your office. You decide
13.5 hours?
to exact revenge by unleashing a torrent of urine through one of the painting's holes, preferably while he's spying on you. Unfortunately, your aim isn't that good, and you don't even come close to getting pee through the holes. The painting is now a smelly mess. Use the key on the safe. You unlock the safe with the key. The safe opens to reveal a hidden room. You don't need the safe key anymore, so you discard it. Wrap yourself in recording tape like a mummy.
Why?
Wow, what a fucking waste of time. You agree, Rolly? Yeah, you do. Barge into room with wild abandon. You enter your secret chamber. It's a dark alcove you use to store a few modest valuables and duck into whenever you're on a case and things start to get too hot to handle, which is never. Check out the paper on the floor. Fuck off, asshole. It appears to be a note delivered to you from Ace Dick. It smells a little like pee. You hate him so much. You stash the unpleasant note in your inventory.
Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna need to be done soon.
Yeah, we can.
That's all, folks.
Our cats seem to be getting unhappy with this stream, so...
They want our attention. So, we gotta give it to them.
Have a good rest of your time zone.
Bye.